That's Catherine Anish and I just minutes after our host warned us some poor lady's hair did the moonwalk on a road of matches. We all said f*** it and did it anyways. That's the beauty of not giving a f***. Anish, you are a multi-millionaire who lives a life many of us aspire to. How did you get to this point?
Yeah, you know what? By not giving a fuck and really being fearless.
That's beautiful. How do we get to your level? In fact, I have a fear of talking to people and I know it's holding me back, but how do I become fearless?
Yeah, Shawn, you have to kind of get into character. Fake it until you make it. I've been there.
You mean like this?
Not really.
Well, we'll see what we can do with this. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, what are you doing? Like and share the video. It doesn't cost you anything and you spread good karma. Do the boy a favor, hit that subscribe. Anish's response made me think. I've been to war. I've jumped out of airplanes twice. I love extreme sports such as jet skiing and four-wheeling. I've done really scary shit, and yet fear is the reason I took a 5-year hiatus from real estate. I was so afraid to talk to random people on the phone or at their house despite having the resources to help them out. Where did this fear come from, and why is it so debilitating? Especially considering the things I've actually done. What is fear? So we're eating fire at the Turning Point event, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little scared, but I'm crazy excited. I'm trying to get Catherine to do it with me, but she's not having any of it. So, by the way, the house is a mess. We just got appliances. We're shooting. We've been shooting for the past 2 days, so stuff is all over the place. It's a mess. Don't judge me. Babe! Babe! So, we're eating fire. You gonna do it with me?
No, I said I wasn't gonna eat fire.
Why not?
Because I could burn my hair off.
True, but you could also eat fire, which is pretty badass.
No, I'm not eating fire.
Is this fear? I think we can all understand Catherine's fear of sticking fire in her mouth. This fear I can understand, but the fear of speaking to people, there's no immediate danger. I don't know. According to Donna Berry of Kiel University, fear can be broken up into 2 categories: innate and acquired fears. Innate fears being fears that we are born with and that we all share. For example, the fear of death, fear of snakes, or in Catherine's scenario, a natural fear of eating fire. Acquired fears are things we've learned and developed a phobia towards, even though there's no biological reason why we should be afraid of them. For example, coulrophobia, which is the fear of clowns. Or in my case, a fear of speaking to new people. As I think about it, maybe this is actually deeper. Maybe it's not a fear of speaking to people, but of rejection and not being accepted. Maybe that stems from being rejected by my biological father who abandoned my mother and I when I was a baby. It's interesting that something that happened so long ago potentially still affects me today. So how do I get over this?
Yeah, so Shawn, let me tell you, fear is sometimes dangerous. And for me, I just get into a character. I become the investor I wanna be. I wanna be the super investor. And sometimes I kind of joke about it. I make them fearless. And more importantly, sometimes I even make them taller because I like that. Again, when they say no to me, they're saying no to my character. I get to play around and be everything I want to be and everything I believe in a true investor.
You mean like this?
Not really.
According to Dr. Donna Berry, there are 2 methods used to get over fears: flooding and systematic desensitization. In flooding, you are forced to confront the worst case scenario. For example, placing you in a room full of clowns. Although initially you'll be extremely anxious, you eventually realize that no harm is going to come of you and your anxiety naturally has to subside.
Oh, what a relief. I'm gonna have nightmares, you know.
In systematic desensitization, you work with a psychologist to build up your ability to tolerate whatever you are scared of. For example, if you're afraid of spiders,
Spiders?
you might first be asked to read about spiders,
I can read, you know.
then to look at a picture of a spider.
Oh my God, I'm blind.
You would build this up until you can eventually handle a spider without having this fear response.
No arms.
No, seriously, spiders. Honestly, I'm an all or nothing type of guy. Flooding is my method of choice. So if Anish says, be a character,
Well, gosh darn it, heck.
I'm going all in. What's up, Anish? You told me to get out here to be a character when I'm talking to people. Don't think this is quite what you meant, but I'm out here. I'm getting over my fear of talking to people. Check us out. Like I was sharing with you, I'm deathly afraid of talking to people, so this is my way of overcoming that fear. What fear have you had that you've been able to overcome? How did you overcome it? And any suggestions on how I can overcome my fear of talking to people?
Okay, so what comes to mind is I remember joining the swim team because actually I had fear as a child. I guess I was told this story that somebody's hair got caught in the vent down there and they got trapped, and it was just a horror story. So it made me afraid of the deep water and just, swimming. And so I joined the swim team. I faced my fear. So I guess my advice would be to just face it.
Fear was like being alone.
Okay.
And I overcome it with being with friends, I guess, and trying to have like new experiences in life.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I still have that fear sometimes, but it's not that much as it was. And my advice for you, I actually don't have any. Just don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
Okay. and that's what I'm getting from most everybody I talk to is basically just to do, just embrace it, just do.
Just work with the fear,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah, that's true.
I wouldn't say I've gotten over the fear, but I think it's very similar to yours in the stage that I have sort of stage fright. It's vulnerable. Putting yourself in front of people and just kind of like, what are they gonna say? What's their response? So I think what you're doing right now is a great way to handle that, to face that, and to get a hold on it. So,
Oh, bless up.
Yeah.
Bless up. Thank you very much. I was quite surprised by people's responses. I thought that I would be completely rejected by everyone. The crazy thing, people were waving me down to talk, and they were actually really supportive. The more I spoke to people, I realized there was no secret sauce to overcoming fears. The overwhelming response was to just do. Confront whatever fear you have, embrace it, and just take action to overcome it. I have to admit, I've actually done this one other time, and although I got through it, I only did it once and was like, yeah, maybe not again. This time around, I just have an overwhelming sense of calm, confidence, and motivation to identify another one of my fears and just address, do, and get over it. There's literally nothing I can't do. What's the beauty of not giving a? You get the girl or guy you want. You call that homeowner or knock on that door that makes the money you need to quit your job and transition to real estate. You call that multimillionaire who owns a RIA in South Florida and present a proposition to develop his YouTube channel, which leads to an amazing year of growth and opportunities. If you've watched this far, you've stayed for the best part. The beauty of not giving a fuck means you break boards and eat fire because you're a badass.